All right, welcome back. Another movie draft here. This one is going to be fun. I think this one's going to be very interesting as and we are talking a little bit off screen and before you see the boys here, we are talking that comedy is a very subjective, probably the most subjective genre in movies. So, in honor of the Naked Gun movie, we're drafting comedies this time, and I've brought the boys back. Boeing, Mike, welcome back to the show. How you guys feeling back after Mike? You made your debut, and then the last time we've actually done a bigger draft like this was sports movie. So it has been a little bit. But how you boys doing today?
I feel good. I'm ready to attack this draft. I feel like now that I got my first draft under my belt, I feel like I'm in a good position to dominate here. Speaking of, I actually saw Naked Gun on Friday, by the way. I don't know if you've seen
Oh
it yet, Dave.
no, that
Oh,
was I was
was it
actually
good?
gonna I was gonna
I
ask
saw
because
it.
I haven't had a chance to see it, so I was hoping one of you two had seen it.
It's like a lot like the first one. Like it's like very like stupid, funny, like light,
Right up
easy.
my
It's like
alley.
an 80-minute movie. Like you're
I've
in
heard
and
it's
out.
very
That's
fast.
kind of the
Yeah,
classic sweet spot for a comedy movie. The part
Yeah,
where it runs long is where you get in trouble.
right.
The
Like
yeah.
shorter the better.
I went to the 11 p.m. showing on Friday night, and we were out by 12:30. Like it's
That's
really, really
awesome.
quick.
All right,
Yeah.
so Mike, in that sense, people are saying that this is the funniest movie to be released in theaters in a long time. Where's your stance on this? Like in terms of like movie big
What?
release, like is this the funniest there's been in a while? Because we've been in a drought. Like there's no doubt
Yeah,
we've
no,
been in a movie drought.
100% we've been in a drought. Like, I'm basing that just on the fact that I can't even remember, like, what's been released that I can compare it to. Like, what's been a blockbuster comedy over the last, like, what can we even, in the last
I
five
mean,
years,
dude,
do you remember
Honestly,
one?
the funniest movie I've seen in theaters that actually made me laugh the first time was Anyone But You. That was it's
Right.
such
That
a
was
low
funny. That was a good,
benchmark.
this
And
is more of a
yeah,
constant comedy. Like, Anyone But You is great, but this is more like just every single thing is a joke, every single thing is stupid. Like an
that's
old
what I love.
school type of,
That's what I'm hoping for. I
like a
gotta watch. I'm
silly
trying to
ass
watch it this
movie.
week.
But it's good. It's
Yeah,
definitely worth a watch. Like I enjoyed it 100%.
nice. All right. Well, listen, we did the order off screen. Just to jump right into the draft, we are leading off with Mike, then going Cambo, then going myself at the three hole. So, Mike, before you kick it off, two things. One, this is a comedies movie draft. This is a comedy first movie. The movie, although if a movie can be funny, we probably will not count it here. It's got to be a comedy movie, right? Like a movie like a Wolf of Wall Street, which is a funny movie in
that
points,
is
is
not
not
a
a
comedy
comedy.
movie.
But
That's
that's
a
what I'm
problem.
saying. Or Ocean's 11. It's comedy only. First comedy first, and then
You
whatever
know
comes
what? The more
afterward.
I get clowned by, I want to embrace for the newer listeners, I didn't understand the rules. I thought I was taking a category out of the question. That being said, more people than you think have actually came up to me and told me, "Man, you know what? It's
Oh
crazy."
yeah,
I
anonymously?
heard
Are
I
you
heard
gonna are you
Oski
gonna reveal their
Vila.
names or is it
I heard Oski
anonymously?
Vila was what came up to you, and that he said that was the best
No,
pick of the draft.
Oski Vila told me he's waiting for a Wes Anderson draft.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's why he's never
a
coming
draft
on.
Yes,
of silent films.
yes,
Alrighty, Mike, lead us off. 1-1 comedy movie, the funniest movie of all time. The
that's
pressure's
such a
on
fun
you.
way to.
Man. I hate this pick because honestly, I thought my draft was setting up really well if I was going to pick, third
You didn't,
or second even.
yeah. First of all, I was
I
gonna say, what do you mean it's setting up well? We haven't even started. We just found our picks
Well, because no,
2 minutes
when I
ago.
was mock drafting in my head, I really thought that I was like, okay, as long as I can dodge the first pick, because then I have to just go ultra chalk. Which like these are funny movies, right? Like these are movies we enjoy. But in the 1-1 spot in a draft like comedy, I feel like you really got to go for one of the classics, and that's why I'm going to take Step Brothers here 1-1. I just
That would
think
have been my pick.
Yeah,
for our generation and for like guys our age, like I just think it's like the defining comedy movie of that like mid to late 2000s era, like the peak of Will Ferrell, John C. Riley, like just a hilarious movie that we've all seen 100 times. So I don't think much else needs to be said to explain this pick, but that's what I'm going with. One.
yeah.
I
I
love
mean,
that.
I'm with you. So I'm in the minority. I think that movie's hilarious. I wouldn't have personally gone 1-1, but in terms of I think consensus 1-1. I think overall, Step Brothers. It's hard to find someone who doesn't find that movie funny, especially in our age range. It's so quotable and memorable. Like it's a very valid and
Right.
absolute 1-1 for
Right.
sure.
So I guess that puts me in the 2 hole, right? It kind of threw me up there for a loop. I just think what I'm trying to define my draft. One, I'm a big quotable guy. I like to rip quotes. Shout out to Christian Barriado. Me and him always bounce off some quotes to each other. So that is definitely going to be like the driving force in my comedy movie. And I'm going to segue into this movie. May not be my personal favorite comedy, even though I find it hysterical. I'm gonna pick Wedding Crashers because of its quotability.
No, I thought Wedding Crashers were gonna make it a 3 spot. That's my number. That's my 1-1. That's my 1-1.
I
Wedding
think
Crashers.
Vince Vaughn in that movie might be one of the single greatest performances of any comedy movie ever. He is so funny. Owen Wilson kind of plays he plays right off him. It's a heartthrob, but Vince Vaughn carries so well. Todd is hilarious. The grandmother's hilarious. Christopher Walken's good. It's a classic movie with like a pretty dramatic twist at the end of it, I guess, for a little bit. And Bradley Cooper is
I was gonna say Bradley Cooper's incredible.
Ever
Oh,
played.
for Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, I mean, Wedding Crashers for me is my favorite comedy. It's in terms of quotable, like not only just quotableness, but like memorable scenes in general, and just like it stood the test of time. Similar to Step Brothers, like those are movies that people are going to be talking about still for the next 10 plus years, and that for me is my favorite comedy. I think Vince Vaughn is one of the funniest people ever, and he obviously kills it there. And I have him a couple more times. Hopefully, I can get him later on this list, but. Yeah,
Well, I
I
think
think Wedding
the
Crashers is
comedy
great.
movies, the two best comedy actors of the last 30 years, Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, they're just hand in hand.
Just
Perfect lead. They know how to carry. Their mannerisms are funny. Everything about them is funny. It's not necessarily just the writing. Their delivery is great too.
this is just I think a draft that's also going to be like uncontroversial, like towards the top. Like there's so
I agree.
many home runs here in the top of this draft that it's like you're gonna have to go really weird in order to get like a bad response on a first round pick, probably even a second.
Yeah. Um, I agree. All right, Len, I'm gonna go with. Wow, I honestly thought Wedding Crashers would come to me at 3. I figured Step Brothers would be taken, but now I'm thrown for a little bit of a loop. But I'm gonna go with in a similar vein in terms of like that range of the 2000 to 2010, which is the peak, honestly, for me, peak comedy
Greatest run of
range.
ever of comedy shows.
A mix of, I mean, this is one of my favorite comedies of all time, but it's also probably one of the most, I would say, probably most famous and talk about quotable for sure. I'm going with The Hangover. The Hangover, the first one, I know that you go with the other two, which are still funny to an extent, but like I feel like they've almost not lessened, but people don't like. I think people sometimes forget how actually hilarious it is because there's so many quotable lines that are stuck in the zeitgeist. But like, there's so many other like small little parts of that movie that are so funny. Zach Galifianakis is hilarious. I think Bradley Cooper is hilarious in that movie too. Ed Helms. I mean, they're all good, and it's so. The Hangover for me, I think, is probably one of the more famous comedies, but I think it's just as quotable as any of the other ones, and so it's obviously probably one of also the most memed comedy movies of all time. So I'm gonna go Hangover there.
I love The
And
Hangover. I suffer from hating the second and third one, and probably
Right.
making the
Right.
first one, like the first time I watched that movie, I left with my chest hurting because it was so funny. And then the second one is really just Zach Galifianakis, and the rest of it is not very good. But I love that pick, and I think it's um so underrated nowadays because of how bad the second and third one were.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a victim
no,
of its own success, honestly. Like just
100%.
those sequels are just, brutal.
And by the way, even like the second one at least has like some moments of
Right.
like with the whole the whole like tranny strip club scene thing is
That one's
hilarious.
funny.
Like
That
Yeah.
one's
like
funny.
they do
Third
some
one
funny
is
things.
brutal.
The third one, dude, they turned it into like an action adventure movie. It was like a weird twist on The Hangover. No, that yeah. And then I'm gonna go on this first pick of the second round. First pick of the second round. I can go between a couple of these here.
I have so
Um,
many. I just want to
there's so many.
try and
I
figure
honestly
out
like
how
you
to
could.
structure the movie. I'm gonna make a pretty controversial pick next.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. You know what? I'm gonna go with Superbad. Superbad was one of the first like coming of age rated R movies that I think I probably saw growing up. It's what put Jonah Hill on the map, put Michael Cera on the map. Honestly, even to I know they were in SNL, but like really Seth Rogen, I don't think actually Seth Rogen's been as funny as he's been in that movie. And with Bill Hader is probably the best person in this movie. There's so many like people who from that movie went on to become such big names that this Superbad was such a staple in comedy and just it's hilarious, honestly. Like I every time I rewatch this one, and I went through a stretch where I hadn't seen it for a while, and I popped it on maybe like last year, and it still holds up. It's hilarious, and it's a good like, especially like when you're like in college or like end of high school. It's like a perfect coming of age comedy. So I'm going with Superbad.
I
Awesome
love
pick.
Superbad. Great movie. Great movie. Just to correct you though, where Michael Cera blew up is in one of the best television shows ever, Arrested Development.
Arrested Development,
Arrested
very
Development.
fair, very fair.
So
Yeah,
I just
George
wanna-
Michael Bluth.
yeah.
If you haven't seen that show, don't watch the remade last season. It wasn't very good.
No,
First three
the original's
seasons
so good.
are so good. It's probably some of the best comedy.
The writing in the first 2 seasons is so good, like
Dude,
insane.
And the concept of the never nude will never ever
Dude,
leave.
Tobias
my brain.
UK, the stuff that they put him in when he tries to join a depressed person's group and he ends up accidentally joining the Blue Man Crew as an understudy.
Yes.
He wanted to find other sad guys. He wanted to find other...
He's your
He
favorite anal rapist. So I want to preface my next pick. I wanted to grab it. I wanted to give a little ode to an older movie that's not in this run because I know we're all gonna pick from those movies, and I'm gonna pick a movie that isn't necessarily funny for everybody. Like I know my dad didn't like it. I know more serious people can't take this movie. But Dumb and Dumber, the first Dumb and Dumber, is one of the most iconic, hilarious slapstick comedies you'll ever watch in your life. Extremely quotable. Jim Carrey absolutely kills me in that role. I can't watch it at all without wheezing like a little kid. I know I'm going to shout out AJ Hassoun, another friend of the pod that loves this movie, and me and him were freshman year roommates, and we used to watch that movie all the time. And there are other comedies that I do like better, but I wanted to come away with some history and take it off the board.
No, you did it. You did it to me again. This is a perfect example of just take the ones you actually want to take. I love Superbad. I was between Superbad and Dumb and Dumber. I'm like, I think Dumb and Dumber has a better chance of making it back to me than Superbad does. And it comes off the next pick. I love this movie. Is the first comedy I think I've ever seen, and it's I've watched this movie a million times. And it's
it's
so
safe for all
stupid
ages.
and hilarious.
Little kids can watch it. It is so funny and so stupid, and it's such a unique comedy movie. It kills me every time I watch it.
It's unfortunately, I feel like
Slapstick comedy, it's not for you. You're just not gonna like it.
I feel like
It's so
Jim
my alley.
Carrey's like unfortunately gotten forgotten. Like he's been forgotten somewhat as the years have gone on. Like going through these movies now, and it's just sort of like he's not really getting his fair due. I feel like for the '90s and what he did for
He had
comedy,
a crazy
just
run in
the
the
run
90s.
he had. You know,
The Mask,
the
Ace
Mask.
Ventura.
I have
Ace
another one
Ventura
on my
movies.
list here that I'm hoping to get. But yeah, Jim Carrey for me is on the Mount Rushmore of comedy actors. Like I think Jim Carrey for me is probably Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn, Jim Carrey, and
Jonah
that
Hill.
fourth one would be kind of harder to find. But those three for sure. Probably Ben Stiller or Steve Carell or something would probably be the fourth spot. But yeah, no, Dumb and Dumber for me is a classic and one of the greatest comedies ever made.
All right, Mike, you're up, buddy.
All right. I mean, I'm torn here. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to. Man, I have like one of my clear-cut favorite movies is still on the board, but it's gonna result in me, kind of going top-heavy Will Ferrell here. But I'm gonna pick it anyway. I have to pick the other guys.
I was gonna
Yeah.
take the other
I
guys.
have
Quotable.
on
The most quotable movie. One of the funniest movies. Like, and it's later in Will Ferrell's run. It's probably like his last great movie in that span where he knocked off 4 or 5 classics in a row. Like this movie is, I watch it every year. It's nonstop
It's
funny.
incredible.
the tandem and him and Mark Wahlberg playing off of each other.
Incredible.
Like, this might have been Mark Wahlberg's first time going down into comedy.
It was his. He was really scared about doing this movie. I actually watched an interview. He was terrified. He didn't know if he could translate, and he was intimidated by Will Ferrell and Adam McKay. And he fucking crushed it, dude.
He's so good. Danton Highsmith. I mean, all the characters are so
The Rock,
good.
Baby.
The Rock. Samuel
what
Jackson.
about Michael Keaton? Michael Keaton is probably
God. Captain
Oh my God. Yes.
I have to do it. I understand now that I'm sort of in a corner here with 2 back-to-back Will Ferrell movies, but I'm not upset.
Well, see, Mike, so my hot take would be I actually have The Other Guys as ranked higher than Step Brothers for me. I think The Other Guys is actually my favorite Will Ferrell movie. This movie is so damn funny, and every single time, it gets me. Like, there's, sometimes like comedies, you'll watch them later, and you're like, all right, some things aren't as funny. Dude, this one hits every single time.
Every time. It's like almost every time you watch it, you feel like there was a line or something that you didn't get the last time you saw it. Yes, you're like, oh, wait. Yeah. Like a new thing comes up. It's just so
100%. And
the dialogue is so
good. Riggle are great. Like every single person
everything
in the movie is good. And it's such a... it's basically they're the anti-heroes or the dipshits that can't get it right. But I love that pick. I would have taken it, but I wanted to make sure I got away with something that wasn't from our generation.
You know what's crazy is that how did a movie like Daddy's Home, like that was also Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg, get a sequel before The Other Guys? Like The Other Guys seem so prime that they could absolutely not that you don't want it because comedy sequels are hard, but like man.
Right.
Daddy's so good.
They're going to wait 25 years and then drop it when these guys are both in their 70s. And it's going to be
like fucking Happy Gilmore, too.
That's what they had $1 trillion for it.
100%. All right, go for it, Mike. Back to back.
Okay, so moving on now, I'm going to expand. I'm going to move off of Will Ferrell, and I'm going to go 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, that was my pick, dude.
I thought you were going to go 40-Year-Old Virgin after me.
I love this movie, man. Oh, my God. Steve Carell, like, just all time. Before he really explodes on the scene with The Office, like, this movie is just laugh out loud funny.
Such a fucking funny movie, man.
So all-time movie.
You have to watch it unrated, extended. You can't not watch just the studio release of that movie. That movie is hysterical. I'm upset as hell because I would have picked that.
It was also a movie that was always on TV growing up, and it's just you can't watch it dubbed either. Like you can't watch it like on FX, how it used to always be when we were growing up. Like it's so good. Love this pick. I mean, this is a movie that I think could have gone in the first 2 rounds, but like we were talking about earlier, there's just so many movies. And there's like it's really hard to have a bad pick right now. So that's my pick, 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I'm devastated. I am probably the biggest Paul Rudd fan ever.
Yes,
I think Paul Rudd is fucking hysterical in that movie. My fantasy football team name and my brother's fantasy football is Boner Jams 03. I love that movie. I think it's hysterical. Everybody's really good. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Wait, before you go on that one, Bo, one thing on that one, the one thing I'll remember the most at 40-Year-Old Virgin, and I mean it's probably the most like played back scene, but I'll never forget watching that. My dad, one of my dad's all time favorite movie scenes is the hair, like the waxing of Steve Carell's hair. He watches that scene just by itself a million times. Like I'll walk into the house randomly, isolate, like he'll pull up the clip on YouTube just to like laugh. Like that scene gets him every single time. So I've seen this movie a million times just because he loves it.
So now, since Mike grabbed that one, I'm gonna grab a piece of Paul Rudd that I want. Even though he's not the lead in this movie, he's also fantastic. I'm gonna go with Knocked Up, which is
I didn't think you were gonna go with Knocked Up. I was thinking of another one, but Knocked Up's a classic.
I think Knocked Up is hysterical. Everybody in the movie's funny. Jason Segel's funny. Jonah Hill's hilarious. Jay Baruchel's hilarious. Katherine Heigl, who is historically like not a nice person in Hollywood, apparently. She's even funny in the movie. Leslie Mann's funny. It's a great film. Another one that you have to watch unrated and extended. And it's just a very, very funny movie. I love it. I would have went 40-Year-Old Virgin here in that pick, but I wanted to make sure I grabbed a piece of Paul Rudd, so that's my pick.
I love it. I love it.
Like as far as this
Me too.
round, but I mean, just
Yeah.
no bad pick there. I love that movie. I mean, Judd Apatow, just classic.
So
Like
quotable also. Like one of my
such a
favorite
good
scenes
movie.
in the movie is when he opens the door and he's like, "Hey, I want to go. You guys want to go see Spider-Man?" And they all walk out with pink eye.
Oh man, no, that's a good one. I honestly, I'm not gonna say the one that I thought you were gonna go with because maybe I'll save it for later. But I'm sure we'll touch on it. But all right, so I'm gonna go back to back here. I'm gonna grab a movie that is one of my all-time favorite comedies, and it became one kind of later on in my film journey, I guess. So I'm going with Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder wasn't one that I saw like when it first came out, but dude, the more I watch this movie, the more I love it, and the more that obviously it's if you like movies, like it immediately gets that little bit of extra bump because it's obviously it makes fun a lot about like what goes into making it, and those are the type of movies that I really love. And then, dude, just talk about the lineup of people in this movie that are hilarious. And the one guy I will mention first off the top, Tom Cruise, might be it might have been the greatest comedic turn in cinema history. I mean, what he did in this movie is so crazy, but everybody. I mean, the main cast of Ben Stiller, Robert Downey Jr. got nominated for an Oscar for this movie. Like he literally like this movie's crazy.
Sometimes he changed.
Yeah, exactly.
He
Exactly.
did blackface and he wasn't
Literally.
even the one that they were most mad about.
Yes, bro, and the way that they do it too, and like and it starts with the opening like previews, like the one of him and Tobey Maguire, like as like the gay priest. Like, dude, it's just like hilarious. Like this movie's so like so funny and has so many people in it. Like, I mean, dude, Matthew McConaughey even has like a small role.
He is a ballsy
And he directed
dude.
that one. That was his directorial debut. So
Yes, man.
Ben Stiller was
It's just
so
crazy
good.
because
Top
Tropic
speed,
Thunder
man.
could have Tropic Thunder could have gone number one overall, and I don't think any of us would really have like
I wouldn't have
lost our minds
100%.
over it. Like, there's
100%.
just so many good movies in this category.
I know.
It's also like I'm not necessarily going by my personal favorites. I'm trying to build a wider audience and to agree with me and mold something that kind of touches all the bases because you could never go wrong picking Will Ferrell or Vince Vaughn movies or Paul Rudd movies or Judd Apatow movies. So I like how everybody's roster shaping up.
Yeah,
I
well,
couldn't up for the sports draft when Michael drafted the Express.
Yeah, this is the swig round for me here.
this is yeah. Let's see. All right. Well, I'm gonna go with one of two guys you just mentioned, two guys that we've talked about a million times on this episode alone, the Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn collab. I'm going with Old School. Old School. Talk about a classic, quotable, and just Vince Vaughn. And to me, like first off, Will Ferrell's absolutely hilarious in this movie, but Vince Vaughn is truly just. I think he actually might be my number one comedic actor. Like, and he's so good in this movie. Him and even what's Owen Wilson's brother's name? Luke Wilson.
Dude,
I think
Luke
all three of them
Wilson
are
is
great.
awesome
And then
in this movie, dude.
great.
Dude,
And
this
then
is one of my
Jeremy
top three
Piven
movies.
too.
Dude, Jeremy
Like-
Piven's character is hilarious. This is such a good movie.
Jeez.
Such a good movie, man.
Didn't we throw you in a dumpster? He's like, yeah, I got out.
Oh, so good. So good. It's probably. I mean, it's one of the best like not only comedies but just like college movies of all time. So I'm going with Old School.
I love that movie. I've seen that movie 1,000 times. That was actually the first rated R movie that my parents let me go see with them. I was like 6 or 7 years old. I didn't understand anything, obviously. They took me to the movie theater with them, and then that was like the first time I ever seen boobs either. So I was super stoked.
Fired up. It's fun.
Yeah,
Yeah. Excited.
I love that movie. I think Will Ferrell is hysterical in that movie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with a different route again, trying to getting a little cute. I'm really torn because there's a couple Will Ferrell movies here that I could pick, but I'm gonna go with Anchorman, and I think Anchorman is the second one is so bad that people
I think
forget
it's funny.
It's very similar to The Hangover.
Yeah.
is hysterical.
Yeah.
The combination of Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd, Steve Carell, and I forget who's Todd Packer from The Office. I forget.
Oh
his
my,
name.
David.
David
Like
Duchovny. No, not Duchovny.
no, it's like Crumb something. It's like he's in the Comebacks too, which is
legend.
Yeah.
Dude, he is hysterical. They're all hysterical in the movie.
Champ kind.
Applegate is great. I think it's super quotable. Ron Burgundy's an iconic character.
Yeah.
It is a funny, funny, funny movie, and I just love it. So I'm gonna pick Anchorman, even though I could have went a different direction with another movie. So
No, Anchorman's another one that, again, like we're on round 4 and we're naming like movies that
Obvious
people would be
movies,
picking in the
like
first
obvious
round.
picks.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy how many good. And by the way, none of these movies. I don't think we've named a movie that came out after 2010.
Right.
Which is also just insane. But yeah, no, Anchorman, an absolute classic. So, all right, Mike,
All right.
back to back. You're gonna be the first one to round off your team.
Here we go. So, I mean, I've got to go. I've got to do a little something different, the way I want it to be. Because there's Will Ferrell movies here that I want, that I can easily just grab, and I just, for the sake of my team, I'm gonna go outside here. I'm gonna go Horrible Bosses here.
Wow,
that's a great pick. That's
Good pick.
such a
This
fucking
movie,
funny
that's the-
movie.
that's the first pick
This movie's
2010
fucking hilarious.
too.
Horrible Bosses 2 sucks, so like it's just like it kind of gets drawn down by that. But this is a
Yeah.
hilarious movie. I mean,
Great
dude, Jamie
pick.
Foxx
Hilarious.
is so good in this
Hilarious.
movie. This is such a fucking funny movie, and it's kind of at the tail end. Like this might be post 2010, right? This might be
It
like
is.
2012.
I
I
think
think this might be the last classic funny movie that we saw before.
Straight up.
Yeah, like
it's straight up my
right. Like this came out around the same time as well, like Hot Tub Time Machine, like those types of movies that were kind of coming around
Yeah.
this time. Like
Came
high
out-
school.
This was 2011.
2011.
So.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like we're already in high school. Like this is really the end of the era of the great comedies. And I love this movie, and I think it gets a little bit forgotten because right after this was the era where like comedy went to shit, and it kind of comes in right at the bookend of the classic
Who's
comedy.
your favorite character in that? Who's your non of the 3 favorite character? There's only one right answer.
I mean, dude, I like motherfucker Jones. I like Colin Farrell's character
Farrell, bro.
is so
Colin Farrell's
fucking
great.
funny, dude.
He's so good.
You gotta trim the fat.
Hey, Wheels. Wheels.
Wheels. Sorry, the fat people.
And Jennifer Aniston sexually harassing Charlie.
Oh
Day
my
is
God, so good.
man. She's great in this movie. I love that
Dean
pick.
Jones.
That's great.
It's a good pick.
That's a great pick.
Yeah.
So, I love what I have here, dude. I could go ultra cute here and go with a movie I really love, but I think this team kind of needs to finish strong. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go Pineapple Express.
Wow.
I
It doesn't look like you like that one.
I'm a notorious hate. I think the movie.
By the way, I'm with you. I don't hate this movie at all. I honestly, I used to really. It just
so
for
did
me
I.
was never.
I just love it. It has become less and less
Me too.
rewatchable.
It's
my opinion.
really carried for like Danny McBride and Craig Robinson are so funny in this movie. Like they're so good.
That
I don't
is
know.
true.
I
Yes.
I just think
Let's
that
all
those
shit on Mike,
performances- Those performances carry here, and this was a tough spot. I mean, to round out my team with this much talent still left on the board is not an easy thing. I really like this movie. I'm happy with this pick. I think it's kind of again like in the area of Horrible Bosses, it's kind of lost its luster and kind of like it doesn't get remembered the same way Step Brothers gets remembered and all these other great comedies because it's a little later on. But I'm happy with it. I think round 5 is a good spot for it. So
It is. And there's a lot of people in the audience that are gonna agree with you 100%.
there's a lot of people that love this movie.
Well, I was gonna say I actually think Campbell and I are in the minority here.
For
Like I
sure,
think majority
for sure.
people
No, and
absolutely
don't
love
get
this
me
movie.
don't get me wrong. Like this is a movie I really like. I love this movie. I enjoy it. But I mean, is it even a top comedy for me? Like top? No, it's not. It can't be. There's too many other great movies. But I just think for building a team, like rounding out my team and doing something different. I mean, with the Will Ferrell movie
Yeah, you
still on
could
the
just. I
board,
get that
Yeah.
completely. You could
you
just
just
build a
round
Will
it
Ferrell
out that
team
way.
100
Literally,
times.
yeah.
I think there's some more controversial comedies on here that might not have the mass appeal that.
So I'm gonna piggyback off that, and this is a movie that I think is funnier than Pineapple Express, but again, necessarily wouldn't be my first. I mean, no, I love this movie. I think it's actually hysterical, but I would pick some more Will Ferrell, Vince Vaughn movies from the litter if I was picking like my actual favorite comedy movies. But I'm gonna go with This Is the End.
Yes,
find
this
I'm with you. This is the end is my is
It's
in
just
my
one
top,
of
like,
it's
it's
just one of
might be
those
my fifth most
underrated
funny
comedy
movie.
movies. It's
Yeah.
so funny, dude. It does not get any respect.
Jonah Hill is just so fucking funny in this movie.
Dude,
Danny
Jay
McBride's
Baruchel.
awesome. Michael Cera's awesome. Jay Baruchel and Jonah Hill, and Seth Rogen do a great job of like being like the serious people and let the comedic effect come from the secondary actors. I personally don't find James Franco funny like pretty much at all anymore, and that has nothing to do with his whatever
Off the
history.
field antics.
Yes, I never found him that
Separate the art
funny.
from the artist.
He's probably
Yeah.
my least favorite character in Pineapple Express, also. But
No,
he's
I actually don't mind him in Pineapple Express.
I just think he just plays a dipshit stoner like Pretty Boy all the time. He has like no real comedic range, in my opinion. He can never be like
Dude,
the
he's
guy
pretty
that's
funny.
goofy.
You know, he's pretty funny in a movie that's not nearly as good. Like The Interview, I think is actually maybe his best like comedy role. Like he's actually funny in that movie. That movie's like more dumb. He has a little bit more to him, like less so than he does in Pineapple
But like,
Express.
I don't want to ruin David's pick just in case he says it. But there's like 5 or 6 movies that I'm gonna
Can,
list off at the end of it that I probably prefer as funnier movies.
can we do a round of
Well, so
honorable mentions?
Yes, I
Oh
would
no,
love
we
an honorable
always
mention.
do the honorable
Two
mention.
each. Can we do two each?
We 100%. We can even go around 6 if you guys are feeling up to it. I mean,
I think
there's
there's
so
enough
many
on
here
this
we can.
board. I think there's enough
I
on
think
this
Let's
board.
speed round it because we don't want to drag it out.
Yeah,
so.
we'll speed round 6, and we'll still give honorable mention because there's so many. But I'm glad you brought up This Is the End, because I will say before I move on, This Is the End for me like is one of my top 7 probably favorite comedies. I had it on my list. I honestly was thinking about going it on my next spot. So, but all right, at the 5 spot then. I'm gonna go with the personal pick. I mean this movie might be either my second or third favorite movie, and in terms of just being so stupid, but it is so hilarious. It is Team America: World Police. This
what a great
movie,
pick.
this
What a
movie,
great pick.
every single time, it actually gets funnier each time I watch this movie. Like this movie,
I
with
love that movie,
the
dude.
puppets, like just alone, like the stupid action they do with the puppets, and like some hilarious stuff that they do with like not only just like when they go and America destroys like another country and they're all celebrating it like as a win. It's so hilarious, and the commentary is hilarious, and they're making fun of everybody like the South Park guys always do, and it's one of my all-time favorite comedies, and legitimately every single time I watch it, it might be funnier than the last. So I'm going Team America at the 5 spot. And then I'll start the rapid fire. We can go rapid fire here. I'm gonna go with I am gonna go with a Jim Carrey movie, and it was mentioned slightly earlier, but I don't care. I'm going with Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Shout out, obviously, as a kid, it was one of my favorites, and it was very biased too, just because the Finns and Dan Marino are involved in it. But the movie's absolutely hilarious, and the Miami vibe adds to it. So I'm going Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
I'm gonna go with an older movie that I've always found funny, and it's great. It's Animal House, the only Animal House that
Yep,
it was
that's a classic.
comedy movie, first of its kind. It was absolutely hysterical. It's timeless. You could watch it. There's hot chicks in it. It's just a great movie.
Good
All right,
pick.
Mike, last pick.
Good pick. Wait, so we're doing round 6 and then honorable mentions, or we're just rounding it off?
Yes.
Round
round
six,
six.
round 6, and then we'll each give honorable mention.
Okay, perfect. Give me Austin Powers, Goldmember.
Ah, good
Great
one.
job. I
Just
wanted to
Good
say
one.
a great way to cap off the trilogy here with
That is a
Goldmember.
great
I
way.
think it really follows up with like The Spy Who Shagged Me, like coming in and just dude Beyonce in this movie. I mean, there's just so many good fucking lines in this movie. Like
It is.
So there it is, round 6.
Then
And
you
then
go
like,
to honorable
round
mention.
honorable mention right here. Okay, I'm gonna go with a really dumb movie that I fucking love, Hot Rod. Andy Samberg, Lonely Island, guys. Like, this
Hot Rod's
is
good.
one of the dumbest movies of all time. Like, but the cast like Danny McBride, Bill Hader,
Yeah,
Andy Samberg, like
very good.
this cast is unreal. Really dumb movie. Had to find a place for it on my roster. So there it is.
I love it.
So I'm between 2, and I'm gonna just
Give them
shout it out
both.
after.
Give them both.
Of my honorable mentions, the one that I want to stick to me is The Breakup. I think that is Vince Vaughn's. It's a sad movie towards the end because it's a very honest story about a breakup.
What a rom-com guy you are.
Yeah, man. You're putting some rom coms in here.
Dude, watch The Breakup and tell me Vince Vaughn is
No, it's
the
great.
funniest person in the movie. He acts like such a child, and it's hilarious. And then I mean, Talladega Nights, Ted. There's so many different ones that I would absolutely pick in here.
Yeah.
You know, even a stupid movie to Hot Rod's point. I love Dickie Roberts, former childhood.
Oh my God, classic.
David Spade classic. And you got
you know which one's underrated? Andy Samberg movie. That's probably honestly for me.
My boy, were you gonna say that?
No. I was gonna go with the funniest movie, probably the last funny movie, because I think this came out like in 2017 or something, 2018. Is Pop Star Never Stop Believing? That movie's hilarious.
That movie is really funny.
Yeah.
This way, straight.
All right. So before I have a couple honorable mentions, but the first one that I will go with, that I'm shocked that no one said it. Obviously, it's a very different type of comedy because it's like a real world comedy. I'm going with Borat. Talking about
oh my God, Borat
great
and
movie,
Bruno.
great
Borat
movie,
is
movie.
so quotable, and like in terms of like impact, that thing might have spawned 15 real world type comedies of like people doing like the outside of like filming real people,
the mockumentary stuff,
the mockumentary style, yeah. So Borat's there. I had Ted on my list. I think Ted's hilarious, and Ted's under that realm of like the post 2010s comedy. I think 2012 is pretty much honestly. 2012 had Ted, and I think one of the more underrated comedies. I don't know how you guys feel about this one, but I love the 21 Jump Street reboot with
I love the
with Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's great.
I also love just to throw out some more love, like a movie like Meet the Fockers, Meet the Parents, classic comedy movie.
Yeah,
Are you surprised White Chicks didn't find its way? Like, didn't get drafted?
I love White Chicks. It's funny, super quotable.
It's lost its way. It's really it's just not remembered the same way I thought it was going to be. Like when
like,
it was also probably the most overplayed TV movie I've ever seen.
Right.
It was
TBS played it for 20 years straight.
I know. So I that's why I throw it out. But you know, you can't go wrong with those movies.
Rush Hour 2.
The Rush Hour.
Rush Hour movies.
Rush Hour 1 and 2 are hysterical. We have no Ben Stiller in here. I mean, Zoolander's hilarious. Along Came Calling.
We have Tropic Thunder. All right. We got.
I know, but he's
Dodgeball.
definitely one of the most OG comedy guys that we didn't cover.
Yeah.
He's
there's
fantastic in Dodgeball.
And listen, the other one, and honestly, probably when we were talking about like finding guys for the fourth head of the Mount Rushmore, we didn't mention one at all. And obviously, the Legacy sequel just came out. But like the Happy Gilmores of the world, and like Adam Sandler with Billy Madison and The Longest Yard, like that. That's gonna come back to us.
Good, man.
I want to change my pick. I forgot a movie that is. I need to change it. I need this on the record. Forgetting Sarah Marshall is probably my top
awesome movie.
So okay, you know which movie? Yes, I Love You, Man. That's what I thought you were. That's what I thought you were going with. I thought when you said Paul Rudd and Jason Segel,
it's a funny movie. But Nico Ipa, I'm sorry, Nico, if you're listening, you ruined it for me because he would quote every single line. So I ended up hating I Love You, Man a little bit. But I think Forgetting Sarah Marshall is get him to
awesome
the
movie.
A Sideways sequel, technically, which is a great movie also. But I think Forgetting Sarah Marshall is one of the funniest movies you'll ever see in your life.
Another great rom-com.
Jason Segel are hilarious movie.
They were hitting back then, man. Even the
this is why this draft is such a
I know it's so hard. And also
teams.
100%. We can do a full again. We can do another full-on draft. I mean, I don't know if you guys met Dodgeball was another one that like Vince Vaughn, Ben Stiller. So there's a ton.
Accepted. That's another fucking great movie.
Yeah. No, just so many. I mean, there's so many good comedy classics, and the fact that really since 2012, it seems like
it's all dropped off. Yeah, we don't have it. Yeah, they're all 2000 to 2012. Like the majority of the ones we're talking about. What about Euro Trip? You guys watch Euro Trip?
Yeah, Matt Damon.
Oh
one of the
my
best.
god!
Talking about I was talking about Tom Cruise.
That movie's fucking hilarious.
In comedic turn, I mean, he had one for the ages in that one.
Jason Bateman. I feel like we're missing some Jason Bateman classics.
With the change up with Ryan Reynolds.
Couples Retreat is great. Van Wilder's great.
Ryan Reynolds, The Waiting is really good.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds doesn't get it. Like he's had some good comedies. And then he's got some one-liners in Deadpool that he's funny.
Deadpool,
like The Waiting is really funny.
Oh my god, Waiting! That's one of my favorite.
The Waiting is so good. The Waiting is really, really funny. An awesome comedy.
Yeah,
I love this draft. I've gotten so much fun out of just thinking comedy.
There's so many that we didn't. You guys were saying movies, and I was like, fuck, how did I not think of that?
I don't. There's so many I want to go back and watch too. Like I just want to go pop on a comedy tonight, and like that's probably what I'm gonna do tonight. So
honestly,
but yeah, with that, boys, as always, thank you again. If you made it this far, please like, comment, subscribe. Everything helps. Appreciate you making it this far. And yeah, let us know. We're gonna be posting these picks on Instagram, TikTok, all the likes of them. Let us know who won. Actually, none of us three won, by the way, in terms of the sports draft. Pooch did. He hammered us. Mike was close for a little bit, to be honest.
I tried the grassroots movement to start like manipulating votes, and I still couldn't.
I knew you did too, by the way, because there was like
people the link. I would send people the link, and then they would vote for Pooch's team. I'd be like, "What do you mean?"
Oh my god! Well, listen. One of us has to win this one. I'm actually gonna put another option and just put like see if somehow we'll still lose. But yeah, thank you guys for making this far. And yeah, comedy draft. Let us know one. This was awesome, boys. As always, thank you.